Before I start this video, I want to say that I will be using text-to-speech. My dad is sleeping nearby, and I also want my first voiceover to be something more casual. Anyway, here it is. My experience as a freshman in the second semester, and my current outlook on my life. I would like to first say that I am an atheist. Any feedback relating to Christ and religion may be the answer for you, but it isn't for me. Simple as that. With that out of the way, now that middle school is over, I'm in high school now. Sure, middle school was fun, but the only thing that I miss was being completely free of any academic stress. Even high school courses in middle school were easier than the actual high school courses. Once you get to high school, everything was nice and easy. I feel out of place often in high school because everyone makes socializing and acting normal look easy. I think I'm a normal person, but sometimes it feels like everyone else knows what they're doing, and I'm just there. I have friends, sure, but it's only around certain people that talking feels natural. I've heard college freshmen saying that they feel the same way about high school and middle school, so no, I won't take high school for granted. Depending on the time, the day, and what I feel like doing, I can sometimes be an introvert. There are only a few classes and blocks where I can talk to people. There are other classes where I can stay silent for the whole hour and a half and not even be glanced at. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing though. I don't want to be the center of attention unless I want to convey something. It's a new environment from the school that I used to know. High school isn't all that bad and depressing though. There's a lot more freedom and social events outside of working and going home. I did go to a football game starting the school year, but honestly, it was boring. The only reason I went anyways was for a girl who broke up with me a few days after. My goal was trying to provide more security for what was to come and see some friends, but it was kinda useless. Waste of a ticket. Another part about high school that I enjoy is that people don't really concern themselves with you. Compared to middle school where everything is stress-free and kids will constantly engage themselves with you, everyone is dealing with their own problems. If you have social anxiety when it comes to standing out, just remind yourself that nobody cares about you. You are just as insignificant as everyone else. There are some improvements. In high school there isn't much bullying either, depending on what type of high school you go to. During my time in middle school, I was bullied and excluded from a lot of things. I remember one time where, in short, I got ridiculed and hit by a whole classroom of kids for something that I didn't do. And they were stopping the maybe 2 friends I had from saying anything. This was at an academy too. I don't mean to turn this into a vent, but I hate how much of a loser I was back then. I was good at nothing, and I did nothing. The only thing I had any use for was getting slightly above average grades, that's all. To this day, I am still, by definition, a loser. But I have things that I enjoy doing, like making TikTok and YouTube videos. And this time around, people seem to be okay with my existence. Everyone has different school experiences, so this might just be a me thing. As far as it goes academically, the only thing I notice is that I have less motivation, and there's more work. As someone who takes app and honors classes, I still loathe school, not the building itself, but just working and everything. I've already come to peace with the fact that working is life. Either I die now, die while working, or die as I'm retired. Given that I have no desire to do most things, I can settle for being a regular person with a regular job, living a regular life. But there's a level of captivity that comes with security. I won't be able to do the things I want, but I'll be able to keep my own lights on and food on the table. But in my head, it'll be as if I'm repeating the same day, every day. Maybe I have too much pride to admit to my own subconscious that the childish dreams that I once had won't amount to anything, as I sit behind an office desk at 8 a.m. for 9 hours every day, for 45 hours a week. Speaking of careers, there are career opportunities that high school has made me aware of. A few of them specifically don't sound bad. I'll be happy, and there will be food on the table. I'm not suicidal, but I can see myself losing the desire to live if my life goes to nothing. I would never hurt myself on purpose, no matter my situation. But living a life that I don't want to exist in sounds so horrible. There is a chance that I'll end up exactly how I dreamed. And on the flip side, a chance that I'll just be another cog. A cog part of the human gear that revolves for eternity. Well, until the sun explodes. That's not actually the first time I felt that way. I think there was a point in 6th grade where I thought about whether I really wanted to live or not. It was another morning where I would wake up early and sit on the floor for 30 minutes instead of getting ready because I was really so unmotivated to do anything. At that moment, I felt like a statue, just talking to myself in my head about how much I don't want to be in my situation. I don't like to express myself, but I wish I had someone I could talk to about the way I feel about things. I feel like if I were to tell everybody I know that I have doubts about life and that some things make me happy, some things make me sad, it would be the equivalent of being stripped naked. Nobody has anything left to wonder about me. I don't know whether it was the fact that there was bullying at school that would sometimes take place, or because everything was just boring. On the topic of life, I have a weird feeling about death. It doesn't really make me sad. It was during May of my 7th grade year when my uncle passed away. He was a great guy, but he too had his own issues which led to his demise. Obviously, I expressed displeasure at my family member passing away, but it wasn't heartbreaking. I don't want people to die, but I see it as something that's just fixed to happen. I grieve for people years before they die, because I know it's coming. I feel pity for the people who die without experiencing what it's like to live a nice life. And I think if I died right now, I would be fine with my life. As if it were the last page of a story that suddenly and tragically ended. Nice read. By this point, it may sound like I don't appreciate the things that I have around me, which I won't blame you for building that connotation of me in your head. I love my friends, my family, and the possessions that I have. I understand that people would trade priceless things for their kids or themselves to have the amount of opportunities that I have. The only issue is that I don't really know what I want to make of the 80 or 90 years I have on this planet. I don't have to make anything out of it, really. It doesn't help that I lack motivation or consistency for most things I could easily grasp, or for some things I completely avoid them in fear of sticking out like a sore thumb. At this point in my life, I don't expect to have my entire life figured out, obviously. I think everything that I am feeling now is completely understandable, and maybe when I'm in my 30s, I'll have a light bulb moment where I make some big realization on why I felt this way. At this point, I've gotten everything I would like to write off my chest, so this is the end. As of now, this is the hand that I've been dealt.